So in case you've been living under a rock, they arrested this dude for doing a bit of a claims adjustment for the CEO of United Healthcare. His name is Luigi Mangione, and he is all over the internet right now. You cannot escape him. All of this lore about his life and his background and his personal ideology is constantly emerging, and people are scrambling to fit their own particular narratives of this story given what we know about him. Conspiracy theorists are putting in overtime hours. Like, you of course have the standard, he's a patsy theory, so the NYPD can wrap up their investigation quickly and save face. You have this theory that maybe he was working with someone else and he got caught on purpose, so that guy can continue doing what he's doing. But I'm finding it particularly interesting what the hard conspiratorial right is doing with this guy and with this story. Among the usual suspects in the QAnon type crowd, you're getting this narrative emerging that this is a psyop by the deep state to create a class war. Because pitting us against each other with woke identity politics is no longer seeming to work. So they have to come up with some other way to create conflict so that we don't go after the deep state elites. So using these MK Ultra type methods, they've created this false folk hero against the rich that the left is going to rally behind, and then it's going to cause some kind of class war between the left and right. And this is all, of course, because they're terrified of the anti-establishment movement that Trump represents. So they have to come up with some bigger distraction to keep him from doing what he's so close to doing. You guys are so close. You're just right. You're right there. But the problem is you predicated an anti-establishment movement on a billionaire Republican. So it blinds you from what is obviously in front of your face. No elites want a class war to happen. The bad guys that you're afraid of behind the curtain are not career bureaucrats in the deep state. They are the billionaire class. This anti-establishment movement that rallied around Trump has to constantly struggle with the cognitive dissonance that Trump is establishment. Trump is a billionaire. The establishment is nothing if it is not created and maintained to keep the rich rich. It stops them from seeing where the real conflict is. They have to create another enemy, and so they've done that with this so-called deep state. Because conspiratorial thinking of this scale is comforting. It's comforting to believe that there are people, even if they are nefarious people, that are in control of things, that are manipulating things deliberately behind the scenes, that have plans that they execute and execute well. That is more comforting to believe than the fact that most of the things that happen are by chance, and that most of the things that happen are just because of people's competing self-interests, not an organized cabal that has their shit together. People in the government are not evil geniuses. The vast majority of them just work a boring 9-to-5 job and have a boring life like most of the rest of us do. At the higher levels, a lot of evil shit goes down. Sure, it's not intelligently designed evil shit, because a lot of the time we see them do it. The elites are the rich, period. There are no non-elite rich people. There are no non-elite billionaires that are fighting against this class of elites behind the scenes. That is not what is happening. But there are a lot of elites that would love for you to believe that. And they would certainly love for you to believe that a class war is something that the elites want to happen so that it will not happen.